Alright guys, welcome back to another one of these videos or video presentations. This time, instead of a weird one image that should be in Hall of Fame, these are my personal 3 favorite images. And as last time, we are recording this in the same Walmart parking lot because it's the only place that I get any silence in. Although you could hella hear my car's AC on, so there's nothing I could do about that. I don't have an editor or anything to edit that out for me. Y'all just gotta deal with that. Okay, now into the presentation. Number 3. We got Abraham Lincoln holding a scythe. This image is from a parody movie called Abraham Lincoln vs. Zombies. And for such a lower budget parody... Oh, damn, that's a typo. They went all out for the cover art. Because, of course they got to stand out somehow. There is also the Abraham Lincoln versus Vampire Hunter one. That one's also really hard as well. I might make a video about that one. Let me know in the comments. Even though I get no fucking views, still. This is hard because normally in most media portrayal, he is not really a fighter. In this movie, though, he is fighting zombies. And there are 2 possible reasons why he is stanced up like that. There's a chance that we've become infected and he's ready to end us. Like, as you can see, he looks like he has resolve. Like he's hesitating because, it's implied that we were probably with him and that we got infected. But as this is the 1860s, there's probably no cure for this. So he reluctantly has to end us. But on the other side, there is a chance that he might be telling us, or trying to inspire us to stand up once more against this undead foe. And we fight until either we win or we die trying. Which is actually pretty noble, I'm not gonna lie. Overall, this image is really fucking hard. Number 2. The Hyundai Tiburon. The feeling this image of the Hyundai Tiburon gives off is the feeling of freedom and power. As is the case for why I will explain in a bit, is because this is a sports car. A car that one typically gets as a weekend car if you already have a car. Sometimes people get a sports car as a first car. But you might be thinking to yourself, why this car? Well, I do have a whole rant, but I do not want to do that right now. I might make an edited version of why this is a really hard image as well. But yes, the reason why I say it gives you the feeling of freedom and power is that for a sports car, one that you typically get as a weekend car, you drive this in places you would never drive your daily car in. And the implication of this image shows that as they are driving through water, probably not a lot of water, but it's still enough that obviously if you tried this in your daily car, you would probably damage it in some way or another. But since this is the weekend car, and it's probably implied that this is a car you can afford, even though it's not the most reliable, but that's unrelated. Also pretty unfortunate about that too. You could take this car anywhere. You could go to the canyons. You could race someone in the canyons. You could go to the beach in this thing. You could climb up the mountains. You could just go anywhere in this thing. And it comes with a few different engine and transmission options. There is an inline 4, typical for your commuter cars, right? And there's also the automatic transmission it can be paired to. Also, again, typical for like a commuter car that you just want. Like, if you can't afford, if this is gonna be your first car, you would get it like that. But there's also a larger engine, a V6 available, with your choice of a 5-speed or a 6-speed manual in later versions. With this information, the Hyundai Tiburon, it also has different names too. The Tucsani, the Turbulence, and the Coupe, depending on where you live. But since we live here in the US, we're just going to call it the Tiburon. But yes, as I said, with this information, the Hyundai Tiburon really is the best way to escape the boring life. This car not only will help you escape the boring life, but as shown in some commercials, it also gets you all the fine ladies. True story. I don't know, probably this true story happened to someone. Who knows? But I saw it in a commercial once. I feel like if I tried getting one of these and I ended up getting one of these cars, I feel like that would happen. But yes, this is the second hardest image in my own eyes. Now on to number 1. We got Rick Ross holding a Falcon. For those who are unsure of who Rick Ross is, he is a rapper who was popular from the mid-2000s to early 2010s. I have no idea if he still produces music or raps or anything, but he is still around. Like, he's still doing things. After the success of his early work, obviously he became wealthy. And eventually he just started doing things around the world for the fun of it. And as we can see here, he ended up in Dubai. A predominantly rich country usually. So obviously there's still poor parts, but there are certain parts where the rich people really rich, where there's just skyscrapers and all that, I believe it's Dubai. So one of those Middle Eastern countries. I would need to educate myself on that one. But yes, as you can see here, he is dressed in their attire and he is holding a falcon. He is doing this because, since he's now successful, he's probably achieved his goals and is just doing anything that he has yet to do. But there is a tragic side to being as successful and larger than life like Mr. Ross here. He might be at the top, but he is alone, balling as some would say, but at a cost too great. Yes, considering where he's at, you could be like, oh, he might be living a worry-free life. But those eyes, they tell a completely different story. The things he's been through. So much bad things that happened to him. So many connections that he once had, no longer there, severed, never to be repaired or mended. That's why I say, that is why I've said before, I guess, that this image evokes both success and depression. Because he is alone in something that no one ever wants to be. And the sunset, that is Also, another great symbolism right there. I guess I don't know how to explain it, but the sun is setting on him, and he is thinking about life. This would be okay, wildly off topic. This is about to get really off topic, but this would be an amazing last day alive. Like, you got all your loose ends like solved and all that, you know? And you're just doing what you can with your remaining time on this planet. But because you are aware that is happening, like you're gonna die at some point soon, you can't help but feel sad. That is why you must always make the time count. Even if you aren't successful now, you will be later. If Rick Ross could do it, so could you. But remember, no matter how successful you get, the horrors of time are endless.